Okie dokie, so I'm looking at different types of lumber flats, and AI is horrible. Usually they listen to you or over listen to you, and this time they doesn't want to listen to me because I can't find something decent, although I thought I didn't, and I found something kind of interesting. So what we're going to do is I found a British Columbia lumber flat, so we're going to be doing something based off that kind of prototype. And right now I am looking for my gray paint, which I think is right in front of me. Yes, it is. And so we're going to add a little gray paint here. I'm going to do something that's haven't done in a while. And that's add a little character to the model besides just a little bit of fading and all that little stuff. We're going to add some little more detailed weathering in this go around here. So what I'm going to do is first I'm going to shake this paint because it needs to be shaken. It's pretty bad, and I got stuff all over my hands now. Hasn't been shaken in a while, actually. So this is this is actually going to be fun now. I mean, like, it's already fun, but now we're going to get into more of the fun stuff with the weathering, and this is stuff you can do. All I need is just the little cap here, and we're going to get a Q-tip, and we're going to break off the little front piece. We don't need that little, not front piece, but the tip of the Q-tip, and we're going to add just a little paint on there, and hopefully you can get this on camera, but we're going to add a little bit of spots of gray, but that's what the prototype looks like. There's some spots of gray and there's a little too much paint here, but I'm going to dab it and get rid of some of it. It looks like it's just either, I guess, if from being maybe hit a couple times or scraped. There's like a little bit of paint chipping on it. You just want a little bit, you don't want a lot. And you could just take some off with the Q-tip, the other end of the Q-tip. There we go. So it looks like it's kind of faded out a little bit. It's not like right in your face, really. And we're going to be adding layers on top of this, so it's not going to really be a big deal. Now the other side, we'll add a couple of them here. Not a lot. I still have a little more paint on here, so just little spots, and a little bit of locations. Dab it a little bit, and then fade it in. And a little bit there, and that's it there. So that's pretty much all we're going to be doing, and it was kind of hard to see, but you'll again with the photos I'll have a close-up of what we're doing. Now the next step is we're going to add a little bit of some rust, and so I do have some burnt sienna, raw sienna on my palette here. They are gouache paint, which is a watercolor based paint. It has a lot of texture to it, and we're going to get a little tip of the sponge here, and we're going to take that sponge and we're going to dab just a little bit of it into a little bit of spot. I'm going to actually get a little black in there so it doesn't look like, just enough, tiny bit on your little sponge there. I'm going to go some spots here. We're going to just dab a little bit. That's it. That's all you want to do. Some dabs here and there. Get some rust spots on it. Okay, go on this side, do a little more rust spots there. Rust spots there. Oh, hopefully I'm getting this on the camera. A little more brown. A little more black. A little more in there. There we go. A little bit. I want a little bit depth. There we go. And on here, it's a little bit there. There. That's it. Nothing too crazy. You can take some off if you like, but there's just enough on here, and it's a texture, so as long as you just dab it just a little bit, you get some of that on there. Definitely on the edges a little bit there. Some on the rivets. And on here, not really sure what I'm going to do over here. Probably just going to fade that a little bit than what it is. Yeah, we'll do that. So that's really it there. So what we're going to do is seal this, and then we're going to go with the weathering powders. Alright, so we got this baby sealed, and now I'm going to go, I want to fade this a bit. Maybe should have faded it first. But we're going to do something here that's a little quite different. We're going to add some gray powders. This should give a little bit of a fade here. Yeah, see, that will work. See, now you get a little bit of that gray. Okay, so what we're doing here is we're fading the heck out of this paint. Actually, this gray is actually really working really well. I like it. You can always come back and add a little more of those rough spots again. It's not a big deal. Get a little there, a little bit there. I guess we could fade this too. Why not? Right? We're at it. We'll add some black to this too. I'm not really sure what the heck to do over here, to be honest. Because some of them just look like the fade is, some looks like they're just overly dirty. I don't want to look overly dirty. May add a little bit of black in there. Oh, maybe we could add some black too. Look at that. We're going, oh my gosh, what are you doing? Oh. We're layering it. That's what we're going to do. Layer it here. Oops. I mean, it's being used, right? There. Okay. That's it. That's all we really need to do. I mean, looks great already in my opinion. Okay. Add some more gray in this area now. A little more of that gray in this area here. Oops. Do this here. Take some of that off. And what's good is when you spray the dull coat, it will take some of this powder off. So if you feel like it's too much, most of the time it's probably not too much. And if you need to add another layer after you dull coat, you could do that. It'll stay. Also, something I've learned was to definitely reseal your models after like a few years. That's what I'm gonna do. I do recommend. Whew. Good thing I'm wearing my railroad pants because this stuff is filthy. Okay. Okay, next we're gonna seal this, and then we'll see what it looks like after. Alright, so we sealed the body and the we sealed the body and the top deck of this lumber flat. So now we're gonna let's see, make sure I got this camera here going. Oh, look at that. That looks pretty good. Okay, we're going to work on here a little bit, and I'm not gonna do a whole lot here. And it's mainly just we're gonna be just fading this up a bit because I didn't fade this earlier. And what we're gonna do is add a little more of a brown on this side. On the sides here, because you got dirt kicking up this way towards the car itself. make sure you close your eyes. Well, your nose, but definitely close your eyes when you do that. So now I want to add a little more black here. Okay. Get a little brown. Okay, add more of that gray actually. Okay, so now we want to do on the edges here. Hopefully this is on the camera well. Yeah, it is. Okay. What we want to do here is add a little bit of a dry brushing of brown and black, and so we're going to do that right now. We're going to get a smaller brush here, and we're going to add a little of that. We're actually going to do a little water and a little bit of that brown Ames powder. I'm going to dab this. What we're going to do is go back with a Q-tip, clean one, and brush upward. So we got a little bit of overspray on the sides here. Now you can add a little bit of black if you want to that. You want it too dark. You know, I give makeup artists a lot of credit, and it's amazing the kind of work they do. I've actually watched some makeup artists do just a what do you call it? A makeover, and it's just like unbelievable the kind of artwork they can do with even makeup. But you know, it's not far different from what we're doing here. We're giving this a makeover is what we're doing. We're making these models come to life. Okay, now I want to add a little bit of rust with that powder. So all I'm doing is using a little bit of water and dipping into the powder. There's a little too much there. Oops. See, that's too much, but that's okay. So you take, again, just use the Q-tip, and you can wipe a lot of that off. And you really don't want this part too rusty, because this is where the coupler is at. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add some brown to that now. So that rust is just a base. So it blends right into the rest of it. Okay, a little more than that. Just a little more. And at the top here, I'm going to add a little bit of brown spots on here. There we go. A little bit of dabs here, some rust on the ladder, just a little bit, not a lot. Okay, that's ready to be sealed, and we're going to do the next side. Okay, so we finished this side here. A little more just of dirt base, and see when it dries, it fades in really, really nice here on the edges here. We're using that powder with a little bit of water. And that's just another technique you can use. So the next thing we're going to do is cover these hoses with some, make them look black, because in real life they are black. Go through here, so I'm going to need to pick this up for this part here. Just want to dull this up, so because you can do a beautiful job on this model, and then you have these couplers that have these fake magnetic hoses that are not the real prototype color, which are black. Now you can make them look dirty all you want, but let's be honest, they are black. Okay, that looks a whole lot better. Okay, we're gonna cover, we call it, protect this with our dull coat, and then we'll head to work on the trucks. Alright, so while the body of the car is drying, we're going to move to the trucks now. And trucks are very, very easy. All I use is the Anita's acrylics. We're going to use that flat brown paint, or the earth flat color, and then we're going to use black, and that's it. That's all I use. That's it. And it's very, very, very easy to do these. So what I'm going to do is I am actually going to use, that's a gloss. I don't want a gloss. There we go. Here it is. And actually my Anita's, I left it at my buddy's place. So I'm going to use a different kind, but it's still flat, so it'll still work. I'm going to get a dry brush here. Okay, and I'm going to mix. I'm going to do another dry brush technique. And you want a consistency of it looking a little bit of brown, but not too black. That's what I like to use. Okay, I'm going to take out a little truck and just go to town. You know, if you have multiple cars that you're weathering, you can take a bunch of these trucks and do them all in one shot. A little bit brown there. A little too black for me. There we go. Much better. It's sort of hard to see in the camera, I'm sure. Yeah, I don't know if you can really see it, but let it dry, and then we'll come back to it. So yeah, that's another easy way to paint the trucks. I mean, you can spray paint them and all that, but you gotta be careful with spray paint, just because you get into those little holes which hold the wheels in place, and we don't want to do that. And that way the car doesn't rattle or roll unevenly. I have a few songs stuck in my head right now. I want to sing them out loud, but defeat the purpose of this video, I guess. Got Bad Habits by Ed Sheeran. Is that his last name? Gosh, I can't even. Ed Sheeran, yeah, he's a good artist, by the way. Folks don't know, I was a touring drummer for 6 years. I am a professional drummer, so I've done that. Even though I'm now a railroader by career, I still play professionally when I can. Okay, so there we go. These trucks are now painted. Now we're off to the wheels. Now with the wheels, you want to seal them with a dull coat, because you have, especially metal wheels. The reason for that is the paint would adhere better to the metal rather than you're not sealing them. So we're gonna just use, I'm trying to get some of that black off the paintbrush. Just one wipe all the way around. Make sure you take it off the flanges. We don't want on the flanges there. And you want a lot of paint on the brush, otherwise it will gook up, and we don't want that. Okay, there you go. That's it. That's all I'm going to do. So I'm going to do the other four. I'll do that off camera, so it won't be too boring. Alright, so I'm doing my best here to give you a look at what it looks like. I do have some close-up photos, but here is the final product. Alright, here is the other side. You see the wheels here. You see the underbody just a bit more. So here are the other two that I worked on already. These are some really just simple weathering powders, some easy fading. More just a grime look, and this is a very light weathered car. You can see the intensity of the weathering it increases more and more with these models in each one. But each has their own different flavor, their own different character, has their own character, individuality, to them. So this is the goal with all these lumber flats, is to make them all look unison weathering wise, but at the same time have their own personal character to each of these cars. So guys, I appreciate everybody watching and supporting the channel. If you like a project done by Touch with the Brush Model Weathering, just shoot me a message, either YouTube or on Instagram, on Facebook, anywhere you want. TOTBModelWeathering@yahoo.com is the email if you want to email me. Although I do prefer if you just message me on social media. You can find me all over. TOTBModelWeathering are where you can find me on all of the Instagram, TikTok, as well as YouTube. So guys, take care, and thank you so much again for watching. And I hope to see you all in Dallas for my clinic on August 26th.